Hi everybody, Steve here from Specialty Answering Service, and today I'm here to talk to you about 6 foundations of a flawless on-call dispatching system. Now, we realize that sometimes when we handle your calls, there is a level of urgency that needs us to go beyond just sending you that message in a written format such as a text message and or an email. Sometimes we do need to call out and deliver the message verbally, or even attempt to transfer a caller to you and your team. And in those situations, we want to make sure that everything is always set up for success, because in those urgent situations that necessitate a call out, we want to make sure that we're getting that information to you right away. And today I'm going to bring you some tips on how to make sure we can help you and you can help us make sure that you're constantly set up for success. So our first tip on how to maintain that flawless on-call dispatching system, of course, is to keep your on-call up to date. Make sure that the service and our team, our support team that is, always has the most up-to-date information for how we're reaching out to your members of your team, those on-call technicians or individuals, so that we're always getting in touch with the correct people on the correct time and date. So always keep an eye on the calendar, especially if it's something that you're sending us the new schedules at the top of the month and everything. If you notice we're getting close towards the end of the month, just make a note for yourself to get over to us the new schedule, so that when the first of the new month comes along, we're not in the dark of who we should be reaching out to and aren't relying on maybe an out-of-date schedule, or if we think we're mimicking the previous month. We want to make sure that it's all clear and concise, both for our team and our operators, so that there's a clear channel of communication between you, the client, and us, the service, on who we should be reaching out to. Now, when you do need to make those updates to your on-call schedule, there's a number of ways you can do that. Of course, you can always call into our support team. Let us know those updates over the phone if that is your preferred way to do that. You can let us know. We'll send you an email confirmation to let you know those changes had been implemented, just so you have that reassurance that that following month the on-call schedule's all up to date and that we're reaching out to the correct people in the upcoming weeks. If you don't want to do it over the phone, maybe it's a little more intricate, something you'd rather email over to us, do that too. You can always email it to us no matter what platform, whether you're on that advanced platform or the Essentials platform. But if you are on our advanced platform that has the online portal and smartphone app, you can also upload your on-call schedule through the online portal, so that if that is maybe another channel, maybe you don't want to wait to email or call you and get that in there right away. You can do that right through the portal right then and there. And then you can double check on that the on-call section of the portal that you are familiar with, to make sure that everything is uploaded correctly. And of course, you run into any trouble there, just go back to that second step I was mentioning. Feel free to always call out to our support team if you do need any help with making sure that your on-call schedule is always up to date with us. So our second tip on how to maintain that flawless on-call dispatching system is to act fast when we alert you to problems. So we'll of course keep on track of your on-call schedule and everything, and if we do notice maybe there's something wrong, we'll let you know. But then of course you do need to take that quick and fast action to resolve the issue, just so that when you leave the office that day and maybe we're handling the calls and performing calls out to members of your team, we're doing that correctly. And just so that these may stick to the front of your mind, some common issues that we do sometimes run into with those on-call schedules are, of course, an expired schedule. Maybe we have one on that may have worked for the first quarter or for a previous month. If that's what we have to work off of, that's what we'll be calling. But if you have made updates to your on-call at your business and we don't have them, that's where we can run into an issue because we're not reaching out to the right people. Staff no longer working there, we run into that too. Just like this little guy, who are we calling? We just want to make sure we're always calling out to correct people, especially people who are still working for your business, so we're not placing a call out to an individual on your team and then them saying that they're actually not part of your team anymore. So always keeping that up to date, and if there's somebody who is replacing them, that we're always reaching out to the right person at the right time. Of course, making sure that if there's any number changes, to let us know that we should be calling a new number, just so that we're not like this phone here, calling out and getting that automated, this number is not in service, or if the number is not going to the same place it used to when we used it as an on-call destination. Just make sure that we always have the most up-to-date numbers, especially if you're getting a new phone provider, new numbers, anything like that. Just let us know so we can always reach out to the right number at the right time. The wrong schedule. Make sure, even if it is something, say you have a rotating weekly schedule, make sure that the week lines up both in our system and the one you have at your system, just so, like this poor guy here, we're not calling him when he's fast asleep because it's not his on-call night. Make sure we're always reaching out to the right people, just so that if it is an urgent situation, that caller really needs your immediate assistance, we're calling out to somebody who's ready for the call, and not somebody who's in bed who maybe will not see that call till the next morning. And then another one, a schedule not being integrated. This is more for those clients, if you're on our advanced level with the online portal and smartphone app, just always make sure that schedule that maybe you're integrating with our system successfully goes through. Make sure it's all uploaded in there, just so that even if you do go in there and you're using that integration, make sure everything is done correctly. If you even want that extra step of confirmation, reach out to our support team. They'll be able to let you know that everything is set up correctly, and if not, we can help you out, make sure it is. But yeah, these are just a number of different issues that we run into every now and then. So just always make sure that if we do reach out to you, let you know there are any problems, that fast action, fast response that we have on the phone, make sure you have that kind of response as well with these issues, so that we're always reaching out, right person, right time, and we have the most up-to-date schedule in our hands. So our next tip on how to maintain that flawless on-call dispatching system is to understand schedule start and stop times. So this is especially important if you are having us follow an on-call schedule 24 hours a day. When you do put your on-call schedule into the system, it'll ask you for a start and stop time. Now this is when it would switch over from one individual to the next one. So in order to make sure we're always calling out to the right people, make sure you do notate whether that is at the open of business or close of business. Now a lot of the times the schedules you may have just say that John or Sally, Sarah or Mike are on call for that day, but on our end we need to know, does that switch from person A to person B at the open of business, at the close of business? Does it do it at noon? We just really need to make sure that that's all outlined for us, just so that when that does switch over, we're calling to the correct person, so that if it is something that maybe it switches over at 8 a.m. at the open of business, that we are then calling the new person and not waiting till 5 p.m. the close of business that day. And then there's that miscommunication. Somebody gets upset because they thought they were finished with the on-call phone for that week. So it's just very important to understand those schedules start and stop times, just so, like I said, we're always calling out to the right people and we can know at that exact time of the day where we should switch from one individual to the next one. So our next bit of advice on maintaining that flawless on-call dispatching system is realizing that a status update is not an on-call update. Now these are two very different things that are available on our service. So what the difference between the two is that a status update is a piece of scripting or call handling that you can add to your call handling instructions. That is something that we would relay to your callers for a span of time or in between two time parameters. So one of the biggest examples of a status update is, say if you're closed for a holiday or you're going on vacation perhaps. You can put within the online portal or let us know and we can add it to your scripting if you are on our per call plans to let callers know that you would be on vacation between these two dates, or that the office or your practice would be closed for a holiday and maybe the day after or the day before, or that there's modified hours. So that's a status update. And it does have no effect or correlation with that on-call update, so that if your on-call schedule maybe does change if there is something that's in relation to that status update, such as a vacation or a holiday, you do also need to make that on-call update. They aren't the same thing. So especially if it is something where maybe the business is closed because you are on vacation and currently you just have an after hours on-call schedule, and now you need to enact a 24 hours one. You want to go in and make those updates just so that if you are making a status update, you're also making that on-call update, and you're not confusing the two with each other. They are very different things. They can be confused with each other. So it's, of course, that's something we want to bring to your attention, just so that you know if you need to make some changes because you'll be out of the office, or just something has come up, that there's two different places that you need to make those changes. One to let the callers know, and then one to let us know, so we know who to reach out to with the information that the callers are calling in regards to. So our next tip on maintaining that flawless on-call dispatching system is deciding whether a warm transfer or a cold transfer is the right transfer for you. So there are two different types of transfers that we can perform for you on the line. Some may work better in different situations for different people. So it's up to you to make sure that you have the right transfer to accomplish whatever you need us to do on the line for you. So the main difference between the warm and the cold transfer is how much the operator is involved in the operation. So if we are performing a warm transfer, the operator does stay on the line, and we're calling out to you. We'd say, "Hi, I have John Doe on the line calling in regards to this. Are you available to take the call?" If yes, we transfer John Doe in, introduce him to you, and then we leave the call so you and him can have that conversation. Now, if you are unavailable and we don't get you on the line, or you just let us know, "Hi, I'm sorry, I would love to help him, but I'm unavailable," we can get back on the line, take a message, and send it to you via text or email. Now, with the cold transfer, if you don't need all of that, say you just want us to send them right through, we can do that as well. So what that cold transfer is that we transfer the caller to the number or the individual that you've outlined for us, and the operator leaves the operation right then and there. So if you are available and we're able to get them in touch with you, when you pick up the phone, John Doe, that caller, will be right on the line with you. And if you aren't available to take the call, he'll be able to leave you a voicemail. So if that is actually what you're looking for, you don't need the whole get back on the line, take the message. If it's just, "Hey, if I'm not available, shoot him into my voicemail," then maybe the cold transfer is best for you. So that's just, of course, another tip when we're reaching out to you. If we are transferring, it's not just that relaying of information. There's two different ways that we can transfer that call. And of course, to make sure that everything is set up success and to meet your preferences, it's always good to make sure that you have the right type of transfer set up in your on-call dispatching system. And our final tip on maintaining that flawless on-call dispatching system, let us help you. So of course, there's a lot of things we went through in this video today, but if any of them present you with any confusion and you really are in a state of need and need our help, feel free to reach out to us if you do need anything. Of course, if it is something such as updating that on-call schedule, just get it to us early, just so that we have enough time to implement all your new updates and everything, especially like I mentioned early in the video. If it's for the new month, get it to us a few days, even a week maybe in advance, just so we have the time and we can definitely make sure that everything is updated for that new period of time that we need to be handling the calls for. And if you have any questions about anything we've gone over in the video today, again, let us help you. Give us a call, 866-688-8912. Our wonderful support team would be happy to answer any questions you may have or help you with anything in regards to maintaining that flawless on-call system. We look forward to speaking with you, and I hope you're having a great day.